Look. I just want to say this. We have a lot to discuss here today, but I'm kind of getting the idea that Kellen Moore has no friends. Okay, he was the kid at recess that no one wanted to play kickball with. Okay, nobody wants to be involved with him, but for some reason, okay, he wants to pick Eagles assistant coaches, and yet another one is scheduled for an interview. And we have two projected contracts for free agency for two big time players, what it's going to cost. And let me tell you, one of them is a flat out good deal. And I'm really excited. We're going to talk about it. So let's get straight into it all.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. This video is sponsored by BetUS. Definitely go check that out if you guys have not, okay? We have a lot to discuss here, okay? And like the first bit of news to talk about Kellen Moore and the Saints, and the only specific coaches he wants are from the Eagles staff. And yet, guys, we talked about Doug, the QB coach, interviewing for the OC job. Obviously, Christian Parker, the cornerback coach, the DB's coach, interviewing for the Saints defensive coordinator position. And now we have more news. Another Eagles assistant, okay? Jamal Singleton, the assistant head coach and obviously running back coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, with the news saying Eagles assistant head coach and running back coach Jamal Singleton interviewed for the Saints offensive coordinator job. Per source, one Eagles official recently described Singleton as a big part of what we do on offense and the rising star going forward. I don't know, when you have coaches that are assistant head coaches, I don't know how much say they have in a lot of things, but if that's the case, they have to try to retain him. I don't see him getting an offensive coordinator job with the Saints. And honestly, I don't know. These jobs with these teams that are going to take a couple years. I mean, obviously when Kellen Moore went to the Saints, I was like, it is what it is. Okay. By the time he gets that team right, it may take 3 years. It's not going to take a year. It's going to take a couple years to at least get, that they have no quarterback. They're like 80 something million dollars over the cap. I mean, they're not even financially stable right now. Their drafting is okay, but no quarterback, and it's going to take a while for that team to really get back on track. And who knows, Kellen Moore might be fired 2 years down the line going forward. So I guess there's just coaches out there that just say, "Hey, I want to take a beat up team and I want to make them successful." And I guess that's the motivation. And obviously, money's a motivation. As a head coach, you're getting 4 times what you're getting than as an offensive coordinator. And offensive coordinator money is pretty damn good. Okay. So Jamal Singleton, this would be a pretty big loss. I think he's done a really good job with the running backs, but I'm hoping he is retained, at least him, going forward. And the Eagles executive said he's a big part of what they do offensively. I mean, that's a really good sign that this is why this is happening. But I haven't seen Jamal Singleton, no other news of him getting a job somewhere else. No other news. Christian Parker probably has a better opportunity to be a DC. He's been a DB's coach for a while. But Jamal Singleton, I guess we'll see what happens going forward. And this, I was kind of surprised, honestly. But when it's Kellen Moore, I'm really not surprised because he has no friends. But it is, I say it as a joke, but it's funny because it just seems like we're being targeted by one team, and one team that has our former offensive coordinator and Kellen Moore. And that's pretty much it with that. Now, before we go into anything else, make sure you go to the Philly Shakedown Podcast merch store. The Jalen Hurts shirts are selling like crazy. The Champions Jalen Hurts polyester high-sprung T-shirt. It takes a long time to make. It takes about 45 to an hour to make this shirt. It's high-quality fabric, won't peel, people have already ordered like crazy. It's going crazy. Make sure you get it while supplies last because they have been selling. And the Jalen Hurts, the main thing T-shirt, the iconic legacy moment. Go get your Jalen Hurts, the main thing, the iconic photo after the Super Bowl in the hallway, just reminiscing on what he had done, and just being so happy that he finally got it done. So make sure to order. Link is in the description, and will be in the live pinned comment in the comment section to this video as well. And I thank everybody that has bought stuff already. Thank you so much. Now, projected contracts. This is the year for Howie Roseman to manipulate the cap. This is what's going to happen. This is about retaining guys, making another run this year, because you do not waste these big opportunities here. Okay. Now, one is Zach Baun. Okay. Projected doesn't mean it's going to be what it's going to be, but this is obviously an example of what the contract could look like going into free agency. Okay. Number one, you don't let Zach Baun. We talked about Zach Baun a million times. It's Zach Baun or go home. Okay. They don't sign Zach Baun. We talked about the situation. They have nobody. Nakobe Dean is not coming back till October, November with the patellar tendon injury. You have, you have Trotter Jr. and that's pretty much it. Ben Van Simmeren is coming off a knee injury on top of it, and he got hurt right before the Ravens game. But he'll be back probably by OTAs. He's been out a lot longer and got hurt a lot earlier. But we'll see what happens. I think this really needs to happen. So it's projected to be a 3-year, $40 million contract extension. It will make Baun the 5th highest paid linebacker in the NFL. And that's really not that bad. $14 million. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, look, sprinkle in a big signing bonus and you could have this. Sorry, I have an alarm that's on. I have no idea why. $14 million, spring it up. Give him more of a signing bonus. Put it up maybe to 17, per year or something like that. So I have no issue with that whatsoever. But like I said, man, I'd be shocked if this guy's not signed. The Eagles have been looking for a guy like this. Fangio, there's no way he is letting this man out of his sight. Okay. We don't want to go through a TJ Edwards situation once again. Okay, you can't just let him walk, and then you're down to Ben Van Simmeren and Trotter Jr. You're hitting the reset button. I mean, you're not going to be good at that. I'm not saying that Trotter Jr. is not a good player. He hasn't had an opportunity, guys. That's just it. You're going to go into another open Super Bowl window in the 25 season, and you're not going to, you know what I mean? And Trotter Jr. is still a big question mark. He has shown flashes, but that's it. The name is not going to take. The name is the name, and that's it. He's got to show it on the field, and that's, where it's got to go. So I've talked about Zach Baun, and I don't got to talk about him any further. This man needs to be a Philadelphia Eagle, ASAP, pronto, you name it. It's got to happen. If they just signed Zach Baun, I'd be fine I would sit back, relax, and let Howie do his work. All they have to do is sign Zach Baun, and I'm chilling. I'm literally chilling. That is really it. That is really it. So that's where my stand is on Zach Baun going forward. Another projected contract. Now, this one is going to be a major one because, this is Cam Jurgens we're talking about here with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Jason Kelce replacement. How many times have we tried filling that Jason Kelce replacement? With Landon Dickerson, we gave it a shot. He ended up playing left guard pretty well, and they kept him there. Cam Jurgens is obviously going to get his extension. They have no choice but to give it. I think this is the last year of his contract. This is a contract year. Okay, it's going to be him. It's going to be Jordan Davis. There's going to be some contracts after this year that, after 25, but we'll get into that, when we get to that point. But it says Jurgens is projected to sign a 4-year, $52 million contract extension. This would make Jurgens the 3rd highest paid center in the league. Jurgens, only 25, was a Pro Bowler in his first season as team starter and a Super Bowl champ. This was a hand-picked pick, okay, by Howie Roseman, okay, and Jason Kelce. All right. This is a guy that redshirted pretty much his first year. Pretty much, if I could remember, and finally was able to get his start, and and even the offseason where when Jason Kelce had the orthoscopic surgery in his elbow, he was supposed to play guard a lot. He was supposed to play a lot of guard. And he ended up playing a lot of center, got a lot of reps at center in the offseason program and during the season as well. And then finally, got his chance. And he's been great. He's been absolutely fantastic. It's better and better every single game. Is he living up to Jason Kelce? He's going to get there. And he's a solid, really good player. Okay, I could say somebody is a good player, a fantastic player, and not say he's Jason Kelsey. He'll he'll make his own name for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think he's been great. And this signing obviously has to happen. They can't just let him go after this year. But like I said, every Eagles fan is going to think this is impossible, but it's not. I mean, Howie Roseman can manipulate the cap. And I'm telling you, if there's Eagle fans that are new to seeing this with Howie Roseman, then you're about to find out because I'm telling you right now, like you have a quarterback right now that has the lowest cap hit out of all quarterbacks in the league right now. It's in the $30 million range. And you have some vital free agents you have to resign. Do you have to resign everybody? No, but on top of the drafting and obviously if they want to go and pay somebody a little bit less to give them more, more, just more work on the field, whatever. Um, Somebody more productive, they could do that as well. I mean, really, most of the pieces are on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Jurgens doesn't need to be signed until really the end of the year. So the Eagles will figure that out. But obviously, this has to be in the plans. They can't just let Jurgens go because this was the plan to make him to keep him in Philadelphia for the rest of his career, and that's where we're going to go. So I know there's Eagle fans that are going to say this is impossible. And this is why we draft. This is why you have to draft guys well and you have to produce them. And the more you draft well, you can make a lot of moves like this. You'll have more cap space. The more you draft well, the more cap space you're going to have for the offseason. And, I think $9 million is rolling over. So, the Eagles are definitely going to restructure some contracts going forward. There's going to be some restructures. The Eagles haven't restructured too many guys the last few seasons. Okay, after the Super Bowl in 17, they were always restructuring. But on top of restructuring old players, re-signing everybody from the 17 Super Bowl, which they did, and then not drafting well, it finally caught up to us in 2019ish to 2020. And that was pretty much it. You know what I mean? And then the Eagles really had to turn things around in their process of free agency in the draft. And I think they've done I think Howie Roseman with full control has done a pretty good job of that. So those are two projected contracts going forward. We'll see what happens in the near future. You guys let me know on the Jamal Singleton news. Do you want him to stay? Do you want him to leave like this? Does Kellen Moore need to relax a little bit? I mean, he's got to relax. He's acting like he's gonna put this monster coaching squad together and he's gonna go make a run next year. And let me know on the situation with Zach Baun's contract. Is $14 million a year a bargain? Like how do you think how it's going to get done? And obviously Cam Jurgens is something we don't have to worry about now, but something they can worry about at the end of the year. So that will be very interesting going forward. The Eagles have barely any moves to make, guys. You know what I mean? They're not going to have this big free agency that everyone thinks they're going to have. This is a re-sign year. This is what it is: retaining players, open Super Bowl window, and going for going into 25 to make another run. And that's where we're at. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles content every single day. And when you hit the like button, it helps out tremendously. I appreciate all the support from everybody. Let me know your comment. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I can't talk today because it's late at night right now. And I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace, peace.